How I started real estate was very simple. And to a lot of people, they still wonder how I was able to strive and then from the very last bottom, we went straight up to at least top three. Now, you see, when I moved to Lagos in 2016, January 2016 was when I moved back to Lagos. So I told everybody that I want to start real estate. That this is after my 10 areas where people spend money on. So when I want to start real estate, everybody said, Wale, this thing will not work. You know, you have done so many things in your life that has failed. What gives you the impression that this one will work? So I told everybody. Nobody believed in the idea. Nobody. So I started real estate digital marketing because that time it was digital marketing was at the peak of everybody, digital marketing. So I started digital marketing for real estate. So that since I cannot get money to buy property that I can sell, I can at least, what do I have? Because see, one thing I've learned about God is that you always work with what you have. You will always work with what you have. Remember that widow, so you always work with what you have. God will always ask you, what do you have? So for me, I prayed about it. Okay, what do you have? The only thing I have is my ability to talk and I can train. So I went on YouTube. I started watching every YouTube video on real estate digital marketing. I started watching every YouTube video. I've been used to training, remember? So I train NYC, I train everybody. So I did a WhatsApp broadcast for people to register for my real estate digital marketing class. I can teach you how you can make sale using social media, email marketing, and all those things. Nobody registered though. Nobody registered. After some weeks, one guy messaged me that I saw your broadcast and I know the date of the training has passed, but can you come and do this training for me? I said, yes, I'll give you private training. And I charged 30,000. That 30,000 was big. So I went and trained this guy. Remember, what I trained this guy on, I watched on YouTube video a night before. After 2 weeks, this guy was able to make sale. He thought I did magic. So he called me and said, that thing worked. That thing worked. My boss wanted to do it for everybody. I said, hey, I will charge you. How many people? He said 6 people. Said, can you pay 30? He said, no, 25. I said, even that one in North 25 times 6. I'm a big boy. I went for the training. 3 days. I gave it my best. So on the last day, the wife of the business owner said, okay, let me host you for dinner. So she bought me dinner. So as we're eating, she said, I know someone that I can connect you to, that this person, they have a lot of real estate agents, and I believe that you can help them transform their business just the way you've done for us. Okay, so give me the number. So they gave me this man's number. I called this man, sent mail, sent proposal. This man wasn't listening. So on a particular day, I just said, okay, let me try this man one more time because I wanted him for another thing entirely. Jimmy wanted to do 7-star workers conference. So I needed to bring him in as a sponsor. And I had pledged him as a sponsor. So on this particular day, Jimmy called me and said, Wale, how far with this guy? I said, I will call him again. So I called him. Apparently this time around, he picked my call and I said, can you just give me 2 minutes? If what I'm going to say doesn't make sense, you can cut the call. And naturally, I'm a stammerer. So I know that I need to maximize the 2 minutes because I'm also agitated. So that if I need to make sense within that 2 minutes, I must pace the floor. So I started pacing the floor and pitching my idea. I said, do you know that the 7-star workers, they've been doing it for some years now, and a lot of people are there, and you can sell. The moment the evil guy sell, I said, where is your office? So he came and he paid for that sponsorship. So I said, this guy, I'm going to hook him at this event. So I sat beside him during the event. I was telling him, see, guy, I can help you transform your business if you allow me to come and train your salespeople. Trust me, every sales you've been doing, you cannot. So the guy was just, that's okay, well, I'll give you 15 minutes to come for this conference that we have that is coming up, and I will have all my sales people there. You can come there. 15 minutes. Trust me, from that day, it was about 20 something. No, it was about 12 days or something, or 13 days to that particular. I was standing in front of the mirror every day and rehearse my point. So I rehearsed my point for 10 minutes, thereabout, or maybe they give you. So I rehearsed my point back to back. Then that day I packaged myself. I got to the venue, it was filled up. I saw her say, today. So it was my turn. They gave me a small note, 15 minutes. So I started. They didn't stop me until 1 hour, 40 something minutes. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take 30 people only to register for my training so that we can take this thing further. You know, in my mind, I was like, if everybody can register yourself, the better. But you know, you need to add those things so that, you know, say, if I can't, I won't take it. A lot of people registered. I said, if that is the only thing God did for me, trust me, it was more than enough a testimony for me. So a lot of people registered, and I made about 700,000. I was feeling on top of the world. So I did, as I was doing that training, so I was doing it in batches. I did mainland, island, and all that. So one of the people that I trained called me and said that there's this guy that has this huge expanse of land that he's been trying to sell, and it's been difficult for him. The business has been in existence for like 1 year plus, and they've not been able to sell. That this thing in digital marketing, we want you to help him. I said, I'm going to charge you 400,000. Okay, yeah, let us meet at this. So I met with these guys and transform their sales team. But I noticed that the business that he was running, you don't really say it's a very delicate business, because we are playing with a lot of people's investment. And people have trusted with their investment. See, some people have saved for like 4 years to invest in the property. But not everybody have this understanding. See, some people are just very transactional. So where I'm coming from, plus my personal value, I can't be part of anything that is shady. So because I noticed some things in his business that doesn't correlate with my personal values. So I told him that I cannot be part of this thing. Though you are paying me and you are paying me well, and I'm giving you, because I formed the WhatsApp group for all the real estate consultants that I trained at that time. So I will just deploy them. So I'll just tell them, you can be selling for this guy. And they were selling for him. But you know, a lot of hanky-panky, old commissions and all that. So I said, and I was going home that day, and I said, Wale, you have leverage. Tell this guy that you want, because at that point in time, I'd made up my mind that I was going to relocate to the US. So tell this guy that you can, because I was playing with a lot of data. I have, that time I had a lot of understanding about real estate market. So I spoke to this other guy that, okay, I'm leaving your business, but give me 50 plots that I want to sell for myself. The guy too was very smart. He knew, okay, this guy is smart, and he's probably going to start his own real estate business. But I just wanted to start and then sell and then travel and then just forget the whole thing. So I took the offer. No, he took the offer of giving me 50 plots. But he did something very, very, so he gave me, so we signed an MOU. So he gave me the plot at the amount that is selling in the market, meaning that if I sell lower, it will be a debt. If I sell higher, it will be a hard sell. So I gathered my team. I said, I'm going to do this thing in 30 days. It was a 90 days period. That is 3 months. I said, I'm going to do it in 1 month, 30 days. And then pay him half of the money and ask for 3-month extension so that I can reinvest the remaining half and balance out. That was my strategy. And that was what we did. So we started selling. I put my team together. I tweaked the market commission, increased it, and fantastic branding, and then we started selling. In 29 days, we were able to do it. And I was going to pay him the next week. So I went to site. Yeah? That was so apparently this guy is not even the owner of the land. He has an agreement with the families to help them perfect the title, and they didn't do that, and then they are giving it to somebody else. So I said, okay, please, can you take me to the owners of the property? So I went to Ekpe to beg these people. I begged them, they gave me the land at 50% of the amount that he was selling to me. Can you see? So I did a deposit for them. You remember that I bought 50 from this guy. I increased it to 100 with the family. And eventually in that area, and this land is after like I'm buying. So I ended up buying 600 plots at the end of the day. You know, this guy called me, this guy called me 3 months after. I said, Wale, where's my money? I said, you are just a dubious human being. How can you dupe a lot of people and then you still want to also, you know? And that's the last I heard from him. Even till date, I never heard from him again. It's no longer even in the business. And that's the place of integrity in the business that you do. You know, but let's not go too much into that. So that was the start and how Landwey started. But that was not the big break. I made money and all that. And then I went for my sister's wedding in December 2016. And things have changed. So my brother saw me and said, there is something happening, or what is happening? Because I bought one small car, and then so you just want to also be comfortable now and then smile. That was my sister's wedding. Yeah, you know, you are the one that will be requesting to you are the one they will be sending to buy things. Now you are the one giving them money to buy things. You know, they know that things are so oh my brother said, so what do you do now? I said, estate. I have a friend that has a land though around that Lekki. Can you help him to sell it? I said, that's my calling. That's my calling. Sell. So the all the party rights never mattered to me again. So I started following him everywhere. Let's call this person. Let's call this person. So eventually we called the person when we got to Lagos. And the owner of this property had not been in Nigeria for over 18 years. And right in front of this guy, they were selling. So he had this property for a very long time. So he said he's been trying to sell, but it's been difficult for him to sell. So that, can I help him to sell it? I said, yes, now that I can. But what baffled me then? This guy offered me this property at a very ridiculous price. So I thought this thing must be scam. That this must be scam, because right in front of this guy, they're selling property at times 500. About 500% of what is offering me. I'm like, I can't listen. So, but I checked the documents, everything, I researched about it. It's the owner. I didn't say anything. So we signed an agreement. In fact, I even told the man that, the man said, how long will it take you? I said 3 months. I thought, the same principle I used with the first one was, man said, see, don't get into trouble with me. I'll give you 8 months. So I did this single deal. I opened the deal and then we started selling. Then I increased my incentive line. I said, if you sell 5 for me, I'll pay you commission and I'll give you a Toyota Camry. The whole market went, it was as if nobody had done that in the market for any realtor. Nobody had done that. So it was news started spreading, everybody jumped on it too. So I traveled to the US. So I was supposed to spend 30 days, then come back and and then arrange myself. I was there in the US for only 12 days. My guys on ground, because we opened a small office inside the shopping complex, one tiny office. I was just getting alert. They had finished selling everything in less than 20 days. The alert on my phone, when I was coming, I told God, I said, God, you have done it and you have overdone it. The only thing I need is that this plane must just knock out. If I land successfully in Nigeria, that if I can land successfully in Nigeria, the real estate will never be the same again. So Came back earlier than what I'd planned, and I didn't change my car. I didn't change anything. I just reinvested the whole money. But look for two choice property, C of O, governor's consent, and the rest is history.